What's up, y'all? I'm Quincy. I am a principal designer, design manager, and we are on a journey. It is day 7 of our redesign challenge. And I am super excited. I'm going to be tackling mobile today. Well, mobile web, really. And let's get after it. Well, let me just catch you up. If you are just tuning in, I was laid off from my amazing company called Dow Jones, the Wall Street Journal, back in November. I haven't been able to find work at all, filled out hundreds, if not thousands, of applications and received 0 offers, which is super surprising given I've been in this industry about 15, 20 years. And I love the design. I love the whole process about it. And so I am on this 30-day journey where I'm going to be redesigning someone's website, mobile app, marketing collateral, social media card, anything I could find of that company. And but the caveat is I'm redesigning somebody who rejected my application. So anyone who said, Quince, we don't want you to work here, essentially, I'm going to redesign something of yours. So it's going to be funny, and let's get after it. Let's go. All right, so we're in my email, and I already know who has denied me. It is Kin Insurance. Kin Insurance, come on now. So we wanted to thank you for considering Kin Insurance, yada, 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 yada. At this time, we have had the opportunity to review your application for our product design lead opportunity. While your experience is impressive, it is, unfortunately, it does not align closely with what our team is seeking at this time. I'm not sure what you're seeking, product designer, lead designer, senior designer, principal designer. That's just who I am. So anyway, Kin Insurance, it's your time. So let's take it to their website, right? And I've already been to their site, and what I want to do is do their mobile web experience. Now we are on their careers page, and this is where we are. So you have Kin Insurance, the logo up at the top, get a quote, important, and then their hamburger menu there. It's cool. I like their hamburger menu. I'm not changing anything there at all. So, but one of the first things I see is alignment. The Kin logo going down to the breadcrumbs, then going down to the H1, building the title, Build a Future with Us, doesn't line up. We want things to line up. No matter what we're creating, we want all things that we are doing to line up. You have the CTA year, explore open roles. You have this circle image, half a circle image. I'm not into halving things. I want things full way. But this actually reminds me of some artwork that I did for a company called Verisk, and you'll see why. All right, so right below this we have who we are. I'm not sure if we need who we are at that particular place, especially as dense, as big as it is. I'm on Kin Insurance. I kind of know it. What the company is. Do I need to put my entire who we are right here? I'm not too sure. Maybe we could hide it. Essentially, I'm not too sure because if you go to the menu, you have about us there. So not sure if you need it. So we scroll down, and now you have these logos. Great place to work. Built in Shy, I believe, 2025 best places to work. Anyway, so the Inc. 5000, America's fastest growing company of 5,000. So you have these logos here, and of course, you're appearing to job applicants, and you want them to know that this is a great place to work. I don't know any job applicant that sees great places to work logo, emblem, whatever you want to call it, and says, I want to work there. And of course, we go through reviews, we see, I believe it's Glassdoor has reviews on companies to see how they are. But if you want a job, you want a job, All right, we scroll down. Now we have this yellow, their primary color, which is this yellow color. We've got you covered, but there's a lot of space in here, that we can really utilize and condense. We got you covered. We know firsthand how important insurance is. That's why we provide a variety of benefits, options, and coverage levels to fit your needs. So here are some of their benefits, your basics, essentially, your future, your bliss, remote first. Let's go. I'm with remote working environments, flexible PTO, daily snacks. I'm not too sure if daily snacks is an attractive thing when you're a job applicant, but it's there, right? If there's snacks there, you're going to partake of the snacks, and I got no problem partaking of the snacks, essentially. So now you have their core values. Now, so I'm getting to their core values, which is great and awesome. But now we get to these accordions, essentially, and the titles for the accordions are large. They're larger than, Ken's core values. Should that be it? So the hierarchy on this page, in this instance is concerned, isn't necessarily what you want to put forth as an experience. You want to, if it's Ken's core values, that should be large. And then underneath, you have, run through the walls, raise the bar, act like an owner, keep asking. So you want those to be underneath, which would make them, smaller, not on the same level or higher than Ken's core values. You want them to be underneath there. So, we can literally just bold this, make Ken's core values bigger, essentially, or just treat it in a different way. And now you have this beautiful lady, behind her screen, smiling with that Ken logo in the background. So this is what I'm talking about. That I did this in the previous on a previous site. And of course, what do they call it? Imitation is a form of flattery. So this circle behind this circle, I did this years ago for a company called Veris on there, and it just translated across all the materials: web, print, everything, marketing, everything. So the circle behind the circle, and it's cool, it's nice, but again, this half circle, not into it. Not into the half circle. Ready to make an impact. Now, what you see is, if you don't understand and you don't see, left aligned, right? Who we are left aligned. We've got you covered. Center aligned. Your basics, left aligned. I mean, the benefits, left aligned. Ken's core values, left aligned. Then you come ready to make an impact, center aligned. I'm not sure who approved this, but my man, you got to pay attention to the details. Details is what is key in all of this. So all our open roles, this is nice. I think we can clean it up some. I'm not worrying about this here, because it's actually a different experience on the actual phone, mobile wise. So, but we could, do some different things here. We want to highlight a few things. So this is engineering. You're under engineering, but you're mentioning engineering again. I don't think we need to mention engineering again. So engineering. So same thing, legal, compliance, legal again, compliance again. Do we really need to mention that? No, I don't think so. What we really need to see and understand, and I'm just scrolling through because all these roles are full-time. None of them say part-time. None of them say part-time. So they're not offering part-time employment, at this present moment in time. So it's only full-time. All employment sites is just full-time. So do we really need full-time there? Not too sure. I don't think so. But remote, that's something that we want to highlight. The position we want to highlight, of course. So some things that, we can just clean up a little bit, UX UI, this is probably the position I applied for and they said no to, but it's still on their website. Come on, man. And then you have the job sites, Built and Shy, Glassdoor, LinkedIn. Do they need to be so large? Or could we just just put their literal logos down there, essentially. And then you have their footer. I'm all for their footer. The footer is great. It's nice. It's beautiful. Wouldn't change anything in the footer. No, I wouldn't change. I mean, they need all the legal jargon down here. So cool. All right. So now that we reviewed the site, let's get into it. Come on. All right. Now we're back in Figma. And so I pull over my reference image, which is their website from top to bottom, essentially. So got everything in here just so I see what it looks like and how it's behaving and acting, essentially. All right. So I have my frame already, iPhone frame, and let's build. Let's bring over their logos. So what I want to bring over the white logo because I want to make this yellow. It's my design, right? You know, I don't need to follow a certain set of rules aside from UX, UI rules, UX rules, experience rules. So we're gonna, do this gingerly. So 430 is the height. Well, 70 is the height, 430 is the width. Making sure it's aligned correctly. Yep. 00. FC 00. We're gonna make this. Now I'm just gonna make some brand colors. The teal, the yellow, black, a dark gray, and a light gray for the separator color. Just forwarding through this to save some time. That's dope. I mean, I like that's pretty dope. Just standing back looking at that, I like it, but we're not going to do that. Even though how fun that would be, it would be very fun to do something like that. But for a developer having to work with that, that's not nice. So anyway, all right. So we got our Ken logo in, made it, it's 75. We're gonna get quote, let's get a hamburger menu going on. And we'll just create this ourselves really quick. So I'm gonna go through and create the header. I'm gonna get the hamburger in there. And then I'm going to start with the CTA get quote. As the CTA get quote gets in there, I'm trying to understand the relationship between the colors, because if that background color is yellow, it's not going to work yellow on yellow, of course. Or if I even make it a white outline, that's not going to work. So, let me create a few different iterations of it. Black, just going back and forth to see if it works or not. Make it a little bigger, much like the size it is right now. Put it that teal color, going to make a few iterations, teal, white, and see what works. But I'm not feeling the yellow background of the header, so I'm going to turn it white. And that's essentially what it is going to be at this very moment. Later on, I'm going to rethink everything. But, as we work out spacing here, make sure it aligns to the grid. I'm going to bring in the grid in a second, which I really should have started with. I'm not sure. Sometimes I just dive in head first sometimes, and I have to reel back because I need to make sure everything is aligned. So bringing my breadcrumbs in here, and here it is. I'm bringing my grid in, turning it blue, and now just making sure it aligns. The breadcrumbs in the header aligns to the grid. Make this 30 for 30. So this whole thing from there to there, make it 600, right? 600 will be an image. Fill it, upload it from the computer. I know I already have some images from them. Let's use that one for now. It'll fill in. Beautiful. So now we have a complete top. And I know, they have these circle images going. Do we need to do a circle image on top? The answer is no, because it is a hero. So, and it's going to act like a hero, a hero, like Superman, like Batman, some, vigilantes. Anyway. So I'm going to continue to work out the hero. I'm going to put the copy in, the title, and I'm going to make it white. Figure out where I want to put it, making it very light, thin color. Thin typeface. I love thin typefaces, but I'm not too sure if it's going to work here. You can barely see it, so I need to add a background to it. And solid color, no. So I'm going to give a little bit of transparency, turn it yellow. See really what works. It's just trial and error at this particular point in time. I'm going to put my CTA in there. And then I still know I need the copy, but I still want to work out the title in this hero. But I'm just going back and forth. The relationship between the hero, the copy, the title, and the image in the back has to be seamless. They have to work together. In order for the messaging to be correct and clear, they have to work together. So I'm going to add in a little gradient in the background. Maybe that could bring it out more. And I'm feeling it. I believe we're getting somewhere. So now I'm going to bring in my copy. I wanted to put it on the right-hand side, but that's not going to work at all. So I'm just trying. So I'm eventually landed on putting it right below there, working out my gradient to make sure I could read my copy above it. And it's there, but it's not there. We're still working it out. Is the overlay in the back too light for those words to be read? Is it going to be accessible? So I moved the image from the left to the right, and that actually gives it a little bit more clarity to read because it's a little darker on the right instead of in the middle. So I'm satisfied with this for now, because I know I'm going to revisit this, as I keep making my way down the page. I'm still thinking about the header. So I'm still working it out, but I'm going to move on. So we want to get to open roles as quick as possible. Who we are, of course, that's important, great place to work. Maybe we'll pull these logos up. Maybe it's 3 and a 3 there. Maybe we could hide, who we are, essentially, make it an accordion, more essentially. So why don't we do that? So I'm going to edit these logos. I'm going to grab them from Google, bring them in Photoshop, delete some backgrounds, make sure they are transparent, essentially. And I was hoping and praying and wishing that they were going to be transparent logos, but they're not. So I got to bring it into Photoshop in order to just delete the white behind it. It just takes a few minutes, but every minute is costly when you're doing a site such as this, or you're doing this on camera. You want to save time. So I'm going to put these logos in, understand, try them out different places. Do I need to put it up there? Because it is a career site, and it'd be nice to see them at first, but no. So we're going to put them right below who we are. And I'm going to condense who we are. So there's a more button that I'm putting in there. So you click more and the information will drop down more, essentially. You can lessen as it comes in. And I'm going to put these logos right below there. Looks good. All right, so I'm going to move my way down the page. We've got you covered. I'm going to put in the text here. But understand there's icons here that I'm going to have to work out and understand the relationship between each and every card. So, there's a title, your basics. And they have some bullet points underneath. Just want to make sure it aligns to the grid. But understanding, I want this to be separate. Right now everything is, in that yellow color, and I want it to be separate. So as you'll see me work it out, I'm bringing in some icons from the Noun project, and love the Noun project. Icons, looking for icons is a task. It's a chore. Not a task that I enjoy doing, because you get to look at 1,000 icons and all of a sudden your mind starts to melt, because you're looking at so many icons and everything starts to dwell and look the same. But we're gonna go with this one right here. Good enough. Good enough for now. And then the last one is a beach. So I'm going to continue to look for the icons that I need. And the great thing about it is they already had icons on the page. So I'm just kind of duplicating those icons. Adjust them, add exactly, the elements that they had, merging them all. I need to adjust the size. I need to flatten them. Well, for the hand and the plus signs, I need to flatten them. And this is just what they had on their site before. So now I'm making a lockup between the icon and the name of that benefit that you're getting. And I believe it's going to be a lot cleaner, a lot more concise. The user's going to be to understand the relationship, and when they look at the icon, and maybe these icons travel and are on their benefits manual too. So they'll know what to look for. They know what they're looking at also. So now I'm just adjusting these, going to bring these together, but I want it to stand out more. Right now it's in this yellow background. I'm figuring, why not put the icons in a circle and make the text, as far as the title, a different color, which is that teal color. But if I'm going to make the icons, to be a different color, I wanted to outline them too. But this whole yellow box needs to change. And the copy within that yellow box needs to change also. Well, the color, but it's actually going to stay black. So I like it. It took some time to get here, but I'm enjoying it. Now, if I gonna copy these and edit them, make sure the right icon is in the right placement. So it takes, just a small amount of time to get there. But once you're there, you're there. And thank God for Figma, you can just duplicate it. And look, that's so clean, so different from what it looks like on the website. And now that information, is a lot higher than what it was. And I'm enjoying it. Ken's core values, man. What is up with this site? Look how crazy it is. I know that it's really a mobile app, but look at their desktop. I mean, everything just doesn't align at all. And you got this over here. Come on, man. Come on. So I'm going to stop analyzing their site. And I'm just going to bring in the copy for those accordions that I'm going to create. Just editing the colors, making sure this looks good. What it is, just adjusting just some hierarchy of copy. Now I'm going to put in Ken's core values. Creating the accordions with that plus. You click the plus, you're going to get that the negative, which is minus. So one's open, one's not open, and that's what I'm working on right now. Put it in. Now I want to leave one of these open, essentially, so you understand how it's supposed to open. Just replacing the text on what's on the website currently. And here's the one I'm going to just keep open. You're supposed to click the negative on the left, and it closes. More, less, more information, less information. So that's how that works. but I want it to be the second one down, not the first one. And I'm just going to swap the first and the second, essentially. And I'm digging it. I like how this flows. The information is more clear. It's in a group. I'm going to put in this beautiful young lady smiling behind her desk, Kin logo on top of the wall. Tremendous. Just going to adjust it. Just making sure everything aligns. And I'm actually going to condense it in. I was thinking about putting some text over it, but no, that's not going to work. It's not what, the only time it's going to work is on the top. Right now, it's just not going to work. So I'm going to essentially, put the copy on top of it. Let's work on spacing. I'm going to condense it, make sure it actually falls in line with on the grid. I'm going to auto layout it. We don't move anything around pixel by pixel. We might before we auto layout something, but there's no pixel by pixel, especially, what we're doing now. What I want to do though is just make these regular CTA buttons, because I want everyone to know, like, remote is an actual do we want to do that? I was thinking about remote just being an actual button. It doesn't have to be a button, but it could be a call out, essentially. How do we make a call out? Call outs are, much like hashtags, call outs mean something. You click on it. You could click on it. And it'll bring, if you click on remote, it'll bring all the remote jobs, essentially. Click on full-time, all the full-time jobs. But all these jobs are full-time. None of them are part-time, not one. So employment types, does that need to be there? Employment types. Let's go to the website for a sec. So employment types. Right now, all employment types full-time. Departments, they have departments, is great, and then their offices is great. But employment types is only full-time. Do we need to show it? So there should be an if statement. If only full-time, just take it out. If only part-time, just take it out. If it's only contract, just take it out. If there's more than one employment type, then let's, leave that drop down in there. But if not, we don't need it. So we're going to eliminate all employment types. Gone. They're all full-time, all full-time. So we could literally change this text to all full-time roles. And that's what we're going to do. Because if there are part-time roles, that text could essentially change to all roles. So, or if there were all contract. So that's what we're going to do. So we're just reducing space, essentially. All we're doing is reducing space. Ready to make an impact, all open roles, engineering. So essentially, let's put these together, but not together. So now I'm realizing that there's a bunch of copy that I need to key in there. Should I put it in? Should I not? I am going to put it in. Just going to make the font size, type size smaller. Make sure the email us is there. Make it a link. And now I'm going to work on just getting the rest of the content in there. We're going to work on open roles at this particular moment. It's important that everything, creates a seamless experience for our user and doesn't confuse them because of, what we're trying to do design-wise. It's got to make sense. Everything we do has got to make sense. So right now I'm just creating another CTA, but the CTA has arrow, which essentially, there's something underneath it, which is, their filters, all offices, all departments, you could pick an office, pick a department. I decided against the other one, which was full-time, because there's no part-time or contract roles. It's only full-time. So why do we need to drop down for it? Oh, wow. I see what's happening. So all open roles. Oh my God. All open roles is on the left here. And then you can see the roles down here. So it flows. But when you go to mobile, web mobile, it doesn't flow because this all open roles should be down here. And then engineering and everything should be there. So that's what makes sense. So do we need all open roles? No. But it does create a separator. It does separate the content here. So if we need to add a separator here, add that separator. So just adjusting the content. Want to add a separator, but I can decide against it. And now I'm just going to add in the roles, the position title, if it's remote, full-time. I'm going to edit the spacing, but realizing I want these remotes to stand out a little bit more. I want to make them actual chiclets, little chiclets. It's nothing, either you can click on them, you can't click on them, either or, but it just makes it stand out a little better than what they are at currently. I'm gonna make a few variations of them, but it's just an outline of remote and of full-time. And I'm enjoying the look of it. Reduces some space in here. And I'm just gonna keep going down the page. I was not gonna add every role, but I am gonna add every role. So it just mimics their site completely from top to bottom. But I'm noticing that there is an actual city and state on some of these. So where should I put that? Should it be beside the chiclets or should it be actually below the chiclets? So I believe I'm going to start putting it to the side, create another variation of the button, but I'm deciding against it. These links in Figma, when you copy a link from the web to Figma, that link carries. It drives me batty. So I want to delete all those links. So I'm going to start out putting them to the right as far as the city and state, but decide against it. I'm going to put it right below. So it's 3 lines per role, depending if, they add the location or not. If they don't add the location, it's only 2 lines, but if they do add the location, it's 3 lines. And I'm enjoying the way everything looks. So now I'm going to add in these. Well, actually, I'm realizing that the hierarchy of the text should be different. So, and now I'm going to add in these logos that they have: Glassdoor, LinkedIn, and built-in. I need a repository for all these logos. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. What is the relationship between these logos and the rest up there? There is none. I mean, they didn't define a relationship on their site at all. If we're looking here, they're links. They're links that link out to their specific website, probably to their specific page on these websites. But what is the relationship? There is none. Absolutely none. We're going to build one, but there is none. So I'm going to edit these logos, bring them in. Well, Glassdoor logo, bring that into Photoshop, crop it out, get the background out, and then I'm going to put it back in. Since there's no relationship, we need to create some type of hierarchy, on why these are just here. Why are they just on the page? So we're going to put a title to it, and we're going to put external career websites. That's it. Figure out spacing. Should it be left align, center align? I'm just going through the process, and I just left them aligned. I'm gonna get the footer in. The footer, we're not changing. We're just gonna bring in what they currently have. I like it. It's clean. It tells a story. All right, so we're pretty much, we could be done, but I'm not done because I want to edit this top part of the site. I'm not enjoying it. Not enjoying it. Not enjoying it. Not enjoying it. What do I want to do? So knowing that I'm not satisfied with the header in this at all, I'm going to edit it. And I know, I was really into the alignment for the top, but I came across just this instance by mistake as I was first editing the logo, having that Ken to the side, butting up against the railing, essentially. It's a great look. Their logo goes perfectly, aligned with that side. There's no curvature. It's just a straight line, and it goes from the top to the bottom. So it just works, completely works. And I know for a developer, it's probably a nightmare to do, but this is a great look for Ken. And listen, I hope they see this and I hope they implement it, maybe one day, or just think, hey, this is cool. But I like it. The way this is rolling, the way this has turned out, I'm enjoying it. I'm not sure the teal up top, but we're going to create some variations of the header, that can work. And maybe we swap it out and see, what works, what doesn't work. But the placement of everything, the look of everything, it's different. It's almost a magazine type of vibe in the header, when magazines were, a cut above everything else. So for Ken, this works out wonderful. Whoever design their logo, you guys' logo, is thebomb.com. I'd give them a raise, or if they are an agency, I give them a shout out. But it works perfectly on top. Perfect rectangular image. So now I'm just working out some other spacing because I am really satisfied, but I want to still edit this hero section because I'm not 100% sold on what it should be. So I've constrained that image. I brought that text below the image. I'm going to edit that gradient behind. And now, I'm just working out the spacing with the text essentially and the link on the bottom, the CT at the bottom. And because it wasn't acting right. And I don't know why it wasn't acting right, but it wasn't acting right. It didn't want to get in my auto layered component at all. So, but we worked it out eventually at the end. It took us, just a few minutes to get there. But I like this iteration of this header. It's a little bit more condensed, even though the spacing is the same, from the left to the right, from the left frame to that right frame. But it looks good. And it brings just some more life. All right, cool. All right, we're done. We're done. Let me show this to you guys before everybody's got a cow. Well, I thought I was done. I'm not done because I realized I made a terrible mistake when I was creating the header. And I've done this before, but I need to make the header, the height higher, because for an iPhone, you have the camera that's right in the middle. So it covers up, essentially what you put up on top. So I need to adjust it so that it drops down, but still gives that look and feel. Now I'm just, fiddling with this and realizing, no, I just need to make another component. So it took a few minutes, no big thing, but we got there. Tried it out. It works. It looks good. I'm just going to adjust some other things before I move on. I want to make a few other iterations of it just going back and forth and prototype, make sure it looks the way I need it to look. It's functioning the way I need to function. Trial and error. That's just what we do. That's just how designing gets down. Trial and error. Let's finally go. So I know at the beginning we talked about aligning these down, essentially, and how this is over here, this one's over to the right, this one's now over to the left, so the logo's over to the right. The bird comes over to more right than logo, then the title is more left. So we're just sacrifices are being made. So we work it out. So really to match that logo. So the thickness of the logo is the thickness of the first title on that hero. The image still comes through. You still get a quote. Well, we got to change this to explore open roles. Explore open roles. But everything is there. Pretty much everything is there. It's a wrap. Done with this thing. Let's go. All right. So let's prototype it, and it's a Rizat.